This program is brought to you by the Vegetarian Society of Hawaii, a nonprofit organization dedicated to sharing with the community the many benefits of a vegetarian diet. Free monthly meetings include vegetarian experts found locally and on the mainland, quick and easy cooking demonstrations, and healthful and delicious food samples. Members enjoy an informative quarterly newsletter, social activities, and discounts at many vegetarian-friendly restaurants and health food stores. For an application, call 944-8344. That's 944-8344. Or visit our website at www.vsh.org. vsh.org.
Kimberly Lockwood, leader of the Keyblade Bears and chairperson of the food show. I've got you gathered here today to learn something new. I want to praise all of you for having open minds and doing something different. I've come from states of Kansas, Illinois, and Wisconsin. Those are big ag states. Big cattle, pork, chicken. So I'm not sure exactly how well something like this would go over in a place or in a 4-H forum like that. So, like I said, I praise you for having an open mind, and I want you to have an open mind throughout what it is they're going to bring to us today. Before we go into this, I want to talk about, I would like you to raise your hand if you can think of any answers to these questions. Why do people become vegetarians? There's many reasons, but raise your hand if you can come up with a reason. Keiko.
To lower their cholesterol levels.
All right, so we can put that under health. I saw another hand. Why do people become vegetarians? Barbara?
For religious reasons.
For religious reasons. Are there any other reasons anyone can think of? Joseph?
Just to plain get healthy.
Oh, to plain get healthy. That's what Keiko was talking about. What else?
They object to eating animals and things.
They may have moral issues about eating animals. Anything else? Are there any other reasons? Well, in some countries, there are economic reasons. What does that mean? That's right. That's right. They don't have animals, so that's all that there is. So they are vegetarians by necessity. So now I'm going to turn it over to our helpers from the Vegetarian Society of Hawaii. We have Chef Ori Ann in the white pretty apron and Anjie in the multicolored apron. They're going to give us some recipes and some tips about how to make vegetarian cooking yummy.
Thank you. Well, I just want to say thank you to, my name is Anjie Pham. I'm actually with the Vegetarian Society of Hawaii. I'm a board member. So I just want to say thank you to Kim Lockwood for inviting us here today and for allowing us a budget at Down to Earth so we can get all these ingredients from Down to Earth, and they're all mostly organic and local. So we want to support definitely the local economy and our local farmers. And organic because it's healthy. It's good for the environment because the pesticides and runoffs that go into our soil when we use pesticides and chemicals on our fruits and vegetables and on our crops like corn to feed the animals. It goes from the animal down into the soil, then it goes down into the river and into the ocean and stream. So in Hawaii, that's very important because we do want to keep our oceans clean, our fish and animal life healthy. So we try to go organic as much as possible, but the most important thing is to go with a lot of vegetables because that by itself will make you healthier. And by eating lower on the food chain, you're really helping the environment as a whole, because animal agriculture does take a lot of resources. When you eat a little bit low on the food chain, it's not only healthier for you, you will have no cholesterol because only animals have cholesterol. Animal products have cholesterol. Plant product doesn't have that. So by eating this, you're making your heart healthier, your diabetes go down, less rate of cancer, a host of other things besides helping the animals and the environment. So today, what I'm going to make is actually two dishes. One is a salad, and it's rice and bean salad with cumin vinaigrette, and I added kale at the end. So it's very simple, and anybody can do this. Anybody who can open a can. I'm not the professional chef here, Chef Oriane is, so this is pretty much my staple at home. This is what I eat all the time. So for starter, what you want to do is have 3 cups of brown rice. This is organic brown rice. It's cooked and you just measure it into 3 cups and pour it in. You want to get rid of all the lumps. Once you're done that, you can add any beans you like, but I bought these organic stuff when they're on sale at Safeway or Down to Earth. So just so happen they have beautiful black beans. So you add 1 cup of black beans. You want to rinse them when they take out the can. You want to pour out all the muddy water and rinse them under the water. I'm adding in black beans. That's out of the way. I like garbanzo beans because they are really nutritious and the beans have very high protein. So the rice will take care of the fiber portion of your diet. Garbanzo beans. And corn is always a staple because it's so nice and yellow and colorful. So this is corn, organic corn. Everything, remember to rinse it under the water first before you put it in, okay? So this is the vegetable portion. And then you want to add in, I like garlic a lot in mine. So I add two cloves of garlic, minced, small. So. And this is red onions, also minced. Half of a small red onion, unless you really want a lot of onion, then feel free to add more. So if you like heat, you can add jalapenos, but because I know there are a lot of children with us today, so I didn't do that. So I want to add in, this is a little extra if you really want to get a lot of fiber and green, leafy greens into your diet. This is a great way of doing it. So I bought some really beautiful organic kale. This is flat leaf kale at Down to Earth. They were like around $4.50 a bunch. They're from our local here, so it's great. A little bit expensive, but it's a huge bunch, so it's worth it. And what I do is they come like this. They have a stem in the back here. And for me, what I like to do is, for salads and such, I like to just get rid of the stem. Just de-stem it a little bit. So with that, you just, let me move this out of the way. You just basically cut down the middle. You fold the kale, and then you cut it down the middle so it comes out like this. Throw these away. They're good for other things. I eat them sometimes like snacks, like celery. You can dip them in salsa, you can dip them in hummus, you can dip them in guacamole, sour cream, anything. And if you do juicing, you know, like healthy juicing and all that, you can put this in a blender and blend it with fruits and vegetable. So this is a bunch of kale, and I cut out the stem, so now it's over here. And what you want to do with the kale is, now they look like this. And I just fold them up like so, in half, and fold them a little bit more so they become more like a manageable roll, like so. And I start cutting. So you want to julienne cut them into thin strips, like that. It will make it far more softer and digestible. For this salad, I actually saute them a little bit, and by saute, so it looks like this right now. So it has like strips, thin strips. So what I did was I added another clove of garlic, 1 teaspoon of olive oil, and I just saute them for a few minutes with, on high, so they soften a little bit. And then you let them cool down, set them aside, set the salad aside, and now you're ready for your dressing. All it is that this is 1/3 cup of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. 1/3 cup of extra virgin olive oil. You add 1/4 cup of lemon juice or lime juice. So this is actually lemon juice. Okay. And then you want, this is ground cumin, organic cumin. It's used in Indian cooking a lot, or Mediterranean. This is actually more of a Mediterranean dish. So what you want is 1/2 teaspoon. So 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, ground cumin. This is chili powder, also another 1/2 teaspoon. And this is cayenne pepper. It's actually not very spicy at all because the salad is huge. So for the heat, you have to add jalapenos or other types of pepper on the side. So this is more like for coloring. So this is 1/2 teaspoon cayenne pepper. There we go. And for this recipe, you should also add 1 teaspoon of light brown sugar and salt to taste. So in my case, I put in a little bit of salt, like maybe half a teaspoon of salt to start out with, and then if you're not happy with that, add in another 1/2 teaspoon or sprinkle it over when you're done. So then you just shake it up like you're at a party. Okay. And with the kale, you want to, after you cook the kale for a few minutes, then now kind of cool, you put it in there. Then you shake the salad dressing and you pour it over. So with the salt and sugar, you would probably need to leave this a few minutes so it get a chance to dissolve. And then we just mix it up very nicely. This is a salad, so it should be eaten cold. And you have to leave it in the refrigerator for a few hours so it has a chance to absorb the flavor and the marinade. So basically at the end, I'm going to set this aside because this is done. So you put this in the refrigerator, and the last portion is actually tomatoes, and those are just little half tomatoes. And you put that in at the end about 15 minutes before you serve, because once you cut the tomatoes in half, you don't want to mix them up because then they'll get kind of mush. Right now I put them on top. They're like this right now, and this has been in the refrigerator overnight. So
is that the same salad?
Yes, this is the same salad, but I just put tomatoes on top. And I like colorful things, so this has kale in it already, it's all mixed up. You have red and yellow tomatoes. And so we're done with the salad portion. One other dish. So this is actually beet red velvet cake. It's natural. Orion will tell you about it, but it's actually made out of beets. It's all natural product. I made a raw cashew cream cheese topping for it. So I'm going to pass around. This is raw cashew dusting powder. Will be very nice. Does anyone have any questions?
You can do all kinds of, really, you don't have, yeah. This is kind of cute, you know. Almond flakes or almond pieces.
And I made a lot. This is actually 1.5 pounds of cashews. Yes. So it was about $10 at Down to Earth. But you know, this is because I was expecting 30 to 50 people. So I mean, at home for your family, this is enough. The salad is enough for 4 people, 4 to maybe 8 people if you have to eat other things. I do want to say that the cashews are organic as well, so they're a little bit more expensive than, you know, regular stuff, but I find that it's not extremely expensive. It's only like about $1 more than Safeway or Foodland. So I think by just going organic or local, you're helping, you know, it's a little bit more, but if you can afford it, certain fruits and vegetables are very important to try to aim for organic. I don't know if you're familiar of, there's a group of 10 fruits and vegetables that you should always try to get organic, like grapes. Apples have a lot of pesticides on them, 30 to 50 different types of pesticides on one apple. Potato as well has in the ground, soak up all that, you know, pesticides and chemical fertilizers and all that. So we have a list of 10 different fruits and vegetables that you should always try to aim for organic. Spinach also, always try organic. Kale is great. Kale doesn't seem to be affecting so much, but this is organic kale just in case. And anything with a rind, banana, not necessary to get organic. If you can afford it, it's on sale, go for it. But I would definitely try, or oranges. Oranges you don't have to get it organic because anything with a rind is relatively more protected. Sweet potato, however, seems to have very low absorbency of pesticides for some reason. So unlike the regular potato, the sweet potato, you can eat it, you know, organic or not. That's always safe, yeah. So I think that's about it. Thank you. And if you have any questions, I'll be in the back. It's a little bitter, so once you cook it, it will take the bitterness away. But like I said, this is sort of like a celery, so you can just take one.
Hey, I'd like to introduce our next cook, and her name is Chef Ori Ann, and she's with the Vegetarian Society of Hawaii. Everyone can give her a round of applause.
Thank you so much, Kim, for hosting this event. I'm so happy to see so many of you here today. Thank you, Angie, for the wonderful demonstration and the beautiful salad loaded with nutrients. So I really enjoyed working with her. This is our first time to team up and do a cooking demo. So it's fun. It's very fun. We're friends, you know. So I heard your answers regarding why are vegetarians vegetarians. I thought your answers were excellent, excellent. But I do have this list that you can pick up from Down to Earth, all natural organic vegetarian store that says why go veggie, and this is like my cheat sheet. What I do is there are 10 points that I would read quickly to you. The single most important thing an individual can do for their health, for the environment, and for the sake of the innocent animals is to adopt a vegetarian diet. Number 1, reduce risk of number 1 killer, heart disease. Number 2, cancer prevention. Number 3, lose excess weight and keep it off. Now that's always very luring or tempting to a lot of people. Live longer, slow the aging process. Avoid toxic food contaminations. You know, flash foods, you know, any kind of animal products are loaded with contaminants, you know, such as hormones, herbicides, pesticides, and antibiotics, and so forth. Number 6, reduce global warming. Number 7, humans are vegetarians but by design. And anybody would like to argue with me afterwards, you're welcome to stay. No argument, I'm just joking, just to talk more about that point. Number 8, help end world hunger. Number 9, have compassion for animals. Number 10, enjoy the diverse, colorful, and delicious world of vegetarian cuisine. So pick this up or read it and see if you agree with the 10 points why we should go veggie. All right, and today we've just demonstrated the cake, the red velvet cake. It's really, really easy to do, and I'll read you quickly with the ingredients. I mixed a little bit of brown sugar with a little bit of oil, and then I added cooked beets, melted vegan chocolate chips, and vanilla extract. I mixed them well together, and I added flour and baking powder with a little bit of salt. That was all. And I baked the cake for 45 minutes in a bundt pan. How easy is that? Right? And you can get the recipe by looking at this video. It's going to be broadcasted at vsh.org, www.vsh.org. You can also look it up, I think, on YouTube as well. Dr. Bill Harris is our longtime volunteer at the Vegetarian Society, and he always comes up with very wicked titles for all our cooking demonstrations. So you'll look for something really cool with you on it, and I've taken some photos. I hope you guys don't mind our fresh faces shown on our cooking demos. And also, if anyone would like to contact me to get the recipes faster, I've got some business cards right here you can take with you. I have a web TV show called Orion Lee's Vegan Kitchen. The website is www.orionlee.com. I'm also on Facebook, which I have to remember, www.facebook.com/Orient's Vegan Kitchen. Any questions before we start demonstrating a couple of things from my second dish? This is a African dish. I traveled around the world extensively. I've been to Asia, Europe, North America, except for Africa. I have not had a chance to go, so I have to make a dish so that it feels as though I've been there, Africa is just a fascinating place, and this is actually from South Africa. I believe that the dish was originally started in Asia, maybe Malaysia or somewhere, and then it was migrated, to Africa, and became such a popular dish in Africa. I think they were using it in sports. They would do this as their theme dish representing their country. And this is all vegan. I've got 2 trays here ready for you to eat from, but today I'm bringing this little tiny plate for you to kind of look at how I do the layers, and you can see how easy it is to make this cake. This is a combination of eggplants, sweet potato, zucchini being baked together in the oven. So this is my first layer. If you want to be, if you want the cake to come off easier, or the cake, the dish, you can put a little tiny dab of, of oil, or you can spray it a little bit, just so that it kind of comes off. But you don't have to, because you don't actually have to do this step for this particular dish. I just want to show you the options. If you want to be 100% healthy, you don't even have to do this step. Okay, all right, and this is my first layer, the veggie dish, right? This has been chopped and baked in the oven, or actually you can just roast it on the stove. You can put it in a frying pan and just low heat, no oil, just so that it will be softened, right? When you're ready to bake the whole dish.
What is it?
Okay, yeah, this is actually a combination of zucchini, sweet potato, eggplants. These are the vegetables. I roast all 3 vegetables together in a roasting tin. And the second step is lentils. Lentils is being used here to replace meat. Traditionally, this dish had some lamb or beef in it, and you can do all vegan, and you get all your protein, from lentils. Lentils is a very good ingredient because it cooked very fast, and it's very, very nutritious, and it's very tasty as well. So it's one of my favorite ingredients to use. Because the fact that I try to give you most of the ingredients in my dishes, so I'm not saving enough to demo, but you guys will have quite a bit of it to try. All right, so that's layer number 1, roasted vegetables. The second level I fried onions, garlic, and boiled lentils and put them together. And then I put, I believe, a secret ingredient. Guess what that secret ingredient is that makes it so special? Anybody who wins this will get more cake. More of the bun cake. Yes?
Curry.
Wow, you are amazing.
I smell it.
Oh, let's give her a hand. Woo! Wow, you are psychic. Oh, great. Wow, I'm impressed. That's great. And there's a couple of other things I want to show you. I've put in some raisins. And then there's another one which will be very hard to guess. It's actually called mango chutney. Have you guys heard of that? You can get it at many stores, and Down to Earth has it. It's sweet and sour. I use it to add more flavors to my dish. So mango chutney was used. And another one was, actually that was it. That was it. Garlic, onions, raisin, mango chutney, and lentils cooked together. Again, I'm not saving enough for my demo because I want you guys to try all of it. All right, so you just sprinkle this on top for the flavor. Right. And some curry. That's right. Right. Level number 2. Okay. Number 3, I need to make a flaxseed liquid with fresh cream. The reason why I'm using flaxseed, not only because flaxseed is very, very nutritious, there's another reason.
Fiber. Does it replace eggs? It's a binding agent?
Yes, it's a binding agent. Right on. See, you're so amazing. Thank you. Not every audience members I've been talking to knows all the answers to these questions because, you know, not everyone knows about the flaxseed being a cooking agent as well as, you know, just adding to your cereal in the morning. So let me show you how I use it to replace eggs. I don't have water here, but I can do it without water. I just need to use my coffee grinder and grind some flaxseed in front of you. And this is flaxseed, whole flaxseed. I like to grind it so that it tastes fresher. You know, I can actually buy powder form, whoops, very easily. Whoops, this. You can get this coffee grinder at Long's for $10. So very easy to get. Okay, all right. And I believe your plug is right at the bottom. So when I'm actually doing this, you won't be able to see me doing it, I think. So I'm going to go down and... Okay, so I think the camera can see it. Here. Okay, it was that easy. And now the second step is, so I'm going to put the brown flaxseed here. And I need some liquid, right? And I normally use water, but you know, right now I don't have water and I don't really think we have a kitchen sink. So I'm just going to use almond milk, which I think has the same result. So the proportion is, if you use, to replace eggs, for every egg, medium-sized egg, you use 1 tablespoon of flaxseed. Got it? For every egg, 1 tablespoon of flaxseed with 2 tablespoons of water. So you let it. So right now, this is about 2 tablespoons of flaxseed. So I'm gonna use this liquid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's about right. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to let it sit, because once it sits, it becomes a glue, you know? Right. Yeah, see that? Yeah, so sometimes, you know, you don't have to necessarily always go shopping if you need to do a new recipe. Just use what you have. A lot of times I create good recipes because I don't have that ingredient I need. Then I come up with something really nice. So cooking is all about creativity, you know. It's all about playing, having fun. So we can learn a lot from children because I love to cook with children. They're so creative and they'll tell me, I think that will work. Oftentimes they're right, you know. These are future chefs. All right, so this is sitting. Make my fresh cream. It's called cream fresh. It's a French cream, but I'm using vegan ingredients, so I'm not using heavy, cream to do it. So how do I do that? And here are the tricks. It's very, very simple. This is vegan cream cheese. I got this one at Down to Earth. Vegan cream cheese. Let me see if I can read the ingredients for you. Filtered water, palm fruit oil, soybean oil, soybeans, soy protein, agave, sea salt, soy protein, lemon juice, and so forth. So it's all natural. Right. So, all right. So to make this fresh cream, I need cream cheese, almond milk, which is right here, and I need some lemon juice. I've got a lemon here. I need to shave off some of this before I can use it for my lemon juice, because I'm using it for the recipe here. Lemon zest is what I'm going to be using also. So you don't need
What
to
are you doing there?
I need to put some juice into my fresh cream, but I also want to put some lemon zest onto my dish. So I'm not wasting things, and also it tastes excellent. Never waste anything. When I have leftover ingredients, I put them in the compost, and the worms can help. Okay? I think in your schools and in your programs, you teach about recycling, and this is how I recycle. Right? So I'm adding this just for flavor. Okay? All right. Now I actually don't have a. I'm not actually not cooking in my kitchen, so I don't have everything I need. This is already operating on a lemon. Okay. So I need about a teaspoon. So I've just cut it, right? So I'm just going to use it over here. You get to be pretty strong once you become a chef. You just do all kinds of things, Your fingers become so tough, and you can touch very hot things, and you learn to be iron woman, right? That's 1 teaspoons of lemon juice, and then I'm going to add 2.5 tablespoons of, what is this now? Thank you. Almond milk. So 1, 2.5. Right? Okay. So that was easy. And then now it comes to the fun part. We're going to operate with our cream cheese. I need to get a clean dollop. So what I'm going to be doing is just to mash it with the liquid and make it nice and thick. So that, I swear, if you have a chance to try this, it tastes so close to the real thing. And it's, I believe it's cholesterol and saturated fat-free. So it's that good, that healthy. So, as a vegan, it doesn't mean that we're going to give up all our flavors. We have the same taste buds. We haven't changed. It's the ingredients that have changed, right? So we don't really give up anything. Anything you can think of that you would like to eat, you'll find it nowadays. There are people, geniuses out there, creating recipes and creating ingredients. I just read an article recently. Someone, I think, the guy who was responsible for Yahoo. Anyway, so I think he is creating soy meat and mass produce it for the market. So it's getting very nice and thick. So once this is ready, I'm going to combine it with my flaxseed mixture. Does it look? Yeah, it's getting closer and closer. You just have to be patient with it. What do you say? It's pretty close, right? Yeah. I think I'm happy with this. Okay. So now I'm going to do my layer number 3. I've got 2 layers already. I'm combining the flaxseed into this. And if you feel as though I did not put enough liquid in it, because this was actually almond milk, not water, you can add a little bit more. So this right now looks nice, but it does not look like eggs, right? Okay, so what we're gonna do for eggs? Okay, can you say that again, please?
Okay, if you add lemon juice
Right.
to your cream cheese that
Right.
you're using, it doesn't curdle.
Yeah, if I add lemon juice to my cream cheese, does it curdle? But it doesn't.
Or your almond milk.
Right, no, yeah, almond milk, it doesn't. So this is nice and thick, but I want this dish, the top layer, to look like I'm using eggs, right? Because traditionally this is using meat and eggs. So what do? To make this look eggs and taste fantastic. Wow, you guys, did you go to culinary school? I think you have been studying this. Oh, this is so fantastic. Okay, so I have
What is it?
turmeric. I need to add 1 teaspoon. Okay. Looks like a raw egg bag, and you can add more too if you want to make it even more intense, yellow. But it's all personal preference. But I'm happy with this yellow. This is yellow enough that you can make it deeper. Okay, level number 3 is created. I'm going to put it over my vegetable. And again, if I'm not trying to put away all the ingredients in the dishes I prepared, I would have a thicker layer of vegetables. Just want to show you so that you know it can be. You can make this dish very tall. You can put lots and lots of vegetables at the bottom. Okay, this is ready, and you can make it look nicer by flattening it and covering every corner if you want to. All right. Layer number 3. Top layer, I'm going to put some simple ingredients, salt and pepper. I buy this in bulk for this particular cooking demo, so I'm putting things in bags. Normally, you actually have your salt shaker, pepper shaker. And also the pepper gives it a very nice, beautiful black color. Okay, salt and pepper, and the last step, I'm going to put some bay leaves to decorate my beautiful African dish. So, find a few pieces that look beautiful, something whole. Once this is decorated, you put this in the oven and you bake it. You preheat your oven to 375 degrees and you bake it for about 45 minutes, ideally. The dishes I made today, they were baked for about 30 minutes. Ideally, if you bake it for 45 minutes, it's even crispier because you'll see the edging being browned, golden. So that, I believe that's it. That's very, very simple, very nutritious African dish. Yeah. So this is how it looks after it's been baked, right? And you're going to be getting our plate. Okay, question, yes.
What is that dish called?
This is called, thank you. Boy, I cannot believe I forgot to give you this magic name. It's called Bobotie. Bobotie. B-O-B-O-T-I-E. Bobotie. That's the best part of the dish, is the name. Bobotie. You'll never forget this dish. Bobotie. Thank you so much. Yeah, yay. Excellent. And once again, many thanks to Kim for organizing the program. Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you. One of the things that I experience is I feel a little overwhelmed about what kind of ingredients, the basic ingredients that you might want to start a vegan kitchen with. Like things like flaxseed and just how do you set up a vegan pantry?
Okay, this is an excellent question. The question is, how do I start a vegan pantry? What kind of ingredients should I buy, right? So that I will have enough ingredients to cook vegan food. And that's really a very good question. What I would recommend, flaxseed is definitely one of them to start. I would categorize my pantry according to breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So that's one way to do it. What would you like to eat for breakfast, normally?
I'm just an oatmeal or a whole toast person.
Right. And to go with that, sometimes I would recommend a vegan yogurt. It's delicious. You will never know this is vegan, so I think it should be titled that way. You'll never know it's vegan, and you can get it down to earth. I don't remember the name, the company, because it's a little, it's like soycompany.org. I think that's what it's called. It's kind of a not so impressive name, but the yogurt is so impressive. So I serve it for non-vegan friends. No one will ever know. They would never tell me, oh, this is vegan. They just love it, right? So I would make it, I would keep it at all times. So you can serve it along with your breakfast. Like you said, oatmeal is excellent. I would use some maple syrup sometimes if I want to sweeten my oat milk. Anything else we can do?
What about if you like a butter type spread? And
margarine, a little bit? Yeah, that's vegan, right. Yeah, vegan is margarine. You can use not butter. And there are different types of spreads you can actually make yourself. And I'm going to do an episode on my web TV just on spreads you can use for breakfast. So please stay tuned for that. And so that's breakfast, right? We cover a few things. Of course, juices. You can make your own fresh juice. Or you can just drink from store-bought juices. Lunch. Typically, I don't know why, but I like to get my cravings for ethnic international foods at lunchtime. So I would sometimes make noodles, Japanese, Chinese style noodles. Korean food with kimchi is always one of my favorite things to do. And I would sometimes make pasta, right? I would make Indian food. I eat a lot of Indian food with Indian spices. I love spicy food. That's one of my shortcomings. I'm very much addicted to spices. So I would make my Indian food very simply. I don't actually go for complicated menus. What I would do is, for example, today Anjie showed you kale. Kale is one of my favorite green leafies, right? What I would do is I would use kale, I would chop it up like she did. I would start with a little bit of oil, just a little bit, or I suppose you can go with water as well, to brown my cumin seeds so that the flavor will come out. Afterwards, I'll put some other kinds of spices, such as cumin powder, turmeric, we just talked about today. There's another kind of Indian spice called fenugreek. You can put a little bit of that, that's actually bitter. And then I would put my vegetable, my green leafy or squash, whatever you can think of. Put it in and just stir it up. Add some chopped ginger. Add some black pepper, red chili flakes, some salt, and that's it. It's that simple. So I would cook some Thai jasmine rice on the side in my plate right now. How I decorate my plate, so I have some jasmine rice. I have some kale fried, either in Indian style, Chinese style, right? Stir frying with Chinese ingredients, that becomes Chinese. So some rice, vegetables, and I also always incorporate some fresh food, some raw food, because I prefer not to always eat cooked food, right? So I will have a salad, a beautiful salad made on the side, combining some maybe tomato, some garden greens, such as lettuce and radish, I will cut it up, put it inside to add color. Lots of fresh herbs. That's my trick, I guess, for a very good salad. I put fresh herbs in it, whatever I can find in my garden. And I know I'm just talking to you folks about your garden here, what a resource you have. So I would just use herbs that I can harvest from my garden, right? From community garden, add it into the food with a little bit of vinaigrette. So easy, you can make it yourself with some, olive oil and some balsamic vinegar. Make it up. And then a little bit of salt if you want to, but you don't have to. Some people are addicted to a little bit of salt, but you don't have to. So mix it up. Put some fresh shaved almonds or cashews roasted if you want, but you don't have to. So that's what I've got. Okay, about 3 things in my plate. I've got rice, I've got stir-fried green leafy of my choice, I've got the salad, and then there are 2 other corners I can put something else. I can actually put a piece of toast, cake that I actually make fresh bread at home for meals. I actually just make a quick chapati bread, whole wheat flour, with a little bit of water, a little bit of salt. You can make the most amazing chapati bread. So easy, right? So that's one corner. There's another corner, I will leave it to you to fill that. It could be all kinds. It could be jam. It could be some kind of pickles, right? So, I'm very much a pickle person. So whatever you want to make it a delicious vegan lunch. I feel like something French, So then I would say, okay, I'll go from there, combining either Italian, French, or just pure French. I have an interesting recipe that's online, filmed and edited by Dr. Bill Harris, called the Tao of Ratatouille. It's a famous French vegetable dish with my twist. Very easy to make, beautiful to present to your friends and impress them. So go online, go to YouTube, Tao of Ratatouille, or you can go to www.vsh.org and look it up. It's on our website as well. So that's my French one, and then sometimes I make Italian, or sometimes I'll just don't feel like making a lot of fancy things. I would just make a sandwich. I'll make a vegan sandwich. Maybe soy cheese, delicious soy cheese melted on my sandwich with some maybe tomato, lettuce, and anything you can think of. Very long answer to a short question.
Thank you.
And thank you for your question, because I love questions like that. But then, of course, I would go on and on, tell you my whole life. But so anyway, let's move on to another question. Yeah. Pho. So the question is, how do you make the pho using vegan ingredients, right? And Anjie, right here.
One of the important ingredients is the star anise. You always gotta have that. There's a bunch of herbs and spices, onions. There is a really great powder. It's called mushroom powder. And it's made in Taiwan.
Right.
You have seen
Right,
it.
I have it.
And you use that to flavor the
And it's
broth.
100% natural.
Yes, it's made from
Extracts from mushroom.
That's right. And it's not the MSG as people think, because I'm allergic to MSG, and every time I eat a regular pho at some place that use a lot of MSG, before I used to have breakout in no time. So I used this a lot when I found out about it, even before I became a vegetarian. We use that. And it's called mushroom powder. It's just like a grain granule. And you buy, it's not expensive at all, it's $6 or something for a bag that big. And you use just a little bit in the broth, and it's really sweet in it. But the key ingredient is actually star anise. And once I think onions and a bunch of other herbs, I have to look it up. But the best place to have the pho, the vegan pho, is actually Loving Hut. Have you guys heard of it? On King Street and Kalakaua, by the Baskin and Robbins, where President Obama used to work part-time. Yes. So,
and Anjie is our dine out coordinator for the Vegetarian Society. She helps to select restaurants for us to dine with our speaker of the month. So if you have questions for her, I think you can email her, actually go to Facebook or email her via our website, I believe, and Anjie will answer all your questions about where to eat. And she has a long list of where to eat happy and healthy. So, yeah.
I love to eat, that is true. That's why I do the monthly dine out. It's an excuse to do this. But I also want to say that all the restaurants that we get onto the dine out, we have a 5% discount to 10% discount. So so it's always great to, as a Vegetarian Society Hawaii member. So you don't have to be vegan or vegetarian, but if you enjoy eating at these restaurants, it's well worth it. And of course, 5% off and down to earth as well.
Which is a very good discount.
Which is a big
things are not cheap there, So yeah, you make up the $20 after a short time. Yeah? you make up your fee for in a short time.
Yeah, so
I want to show everyone this. This is the sign-up sheet.
and that's the price list about it.
Yeah. Thank you, Angie. Any other questions?
More Bobotie in the back.
Yeah, Bobotie is in the back. Yeah. That's a good question. Would you be spending more money on vegan substitutes such as cheeses? Yeah, I believe right now because vegan products are not mass produced and then prices are a little bit higher. It's true. But I look at it in this way, because the quality of the food is so high with organic or natural products that when you eat, sometimes it goes a long way. A lot of times when you buy vegetables has been treated in a very, unnatural way, you don't get filled. You just keep eating, and it's like you're getting a lot of calories, but you're not really feeling filled. But maybe this is just my opinion. I find myself feeling full very easily. So that's a good way, an easy way to save money. And also another thing, our country right now has an issue with obesity. It's not because we're under-eating, we're overeating. So a lot of times when we ask experts on organic food, and then the people are saying, how am I going to afford it? My whole family eating organic, I'm going to break the bank. One of my answers would be, don't overeat. Just eat the right amount. Don't overeat. Don't have too many leftovers. You can just dump, right? I would just, I would feed my leftovers for the worms. Most of the time, the good news is my worms don't get a lot of food because I eat them all. They get a little bit, I understand the budget issue, but just do what you can. What I was starting out in my family is that we started going all organic, 75%, and then we increased from there. And then after about a year or so, we went from 75 to 80 to 90 to 100, about 99%. There are things that you buy, such as certain Asian ingredients, you may not be able to get it organic. They may not even make it organic. I don't know. Some things you may not be able to get it. So I was saying 98, 99%.
Today's vegetarian demonstrations. I thank you very much for coming out this afternoon. Thank you.
This is Dr. William Harris, author of The Scientific Basis of Vegetarianism, founding member of the Vegetarian Society of Hawaii, and current secretary and video coordinator. Angie and Orianne gave us 4 vegan recipes, and I would like now to analyze their nutritional value using the nutrient indexing principles explained in Chapter 10 of my book, which is available free in PDF format at www.vegsource.com/Harris/book contents. The first recipe was Angie's bean and rice salad. This graph shows that if this were to be the sole calorie intake for the entire day, it would be slightly short only in riboflavin, vitamin B12, calcium, and zinc. Adding a teaspoon of Red Star Nutritional yeast would take care of the B12, and 2 more leaves of kale would likely meet the calcium and possibly the zinc requirements. Alternately, one could remove the brown rice, which is deficient, as are all grains and a number of nutrients. However, we can see that just the kale and Red Star yeast alone would give the highest nutrients per calorie, so that it would most likely lead to weight loss and good health, since nutrient needs in the stomach would be filled long before calories. The missing calories are then mobilized from fat stores, which explains why a whole food vegan diet reliably leads to a 2-pound a week weight loss. Next, we have the Raw Cashew sweet cream cheese, but it is deficient in the 7 nutrient bar lines lying to the left of the red calorie arrow. Orianne's vegan Bobotie with a teaspoon of Nutritional, not brewer's or baker's yeast, would need all but the calcium and zinc requirements, and those could be fixed with more leafy greens, since green leaves are the photosynthetic origin of all the nutrients on the planet and also have the highest mineral content. 2 of these recipes contain oil and sugar, both devoid of nutrients. The oil will contribute 9 calories per gram and the sugar 4 calories per gram, while contributing none of the vitamins and minerals needed for metabolism. This will also increase the calories in the denominator. The counter-argument is always, yes, we know these are not the healthiest recipes, but we'll make up for it by eating other foods that are. But the inescapable visual evidence is that people do not, and that's why the American obesity rate hovers between 25 and 30%. The only solution to this problem is to ensure that everything eaten in a day meets 100% of the recommended dietary allowance per calorie for all nutrients, and that is what nutrient indexing is about. The goal should not be to veganize the popular high cuisine that has led to the world's obesity problems, but rather to find ways to present healthy fruits and vegetables in recipes that people will find to be as delicious as they are healthy.
This program is brought to you by the Vegetarian Society of Hawaii, a nonprofit organization dedicated to sharing with the community the many benefits of a vegetarian diet. Free monthly meetings include vegetarian experts found locally and on the mainland, quick and easy cooking demonstrations, and healthful and delicious food samples. Members enjoy an informative quarterly newsletter, social activities, and discounts at many vegetarian-friendly restaurants and health food stores. For an application, call 944-8344. That's 944-8344. Or visit our website at www.vsh.org. vsh.org.